Welcome to another exciting video episode of Back to the Past. I am Blair. I have been kind of under-equipped for generating power. I have a generator that I keep up at the cabin and one I keep down here, and the one I keep down here is only a 1500 watt generator, and it's an old timer. It doesn't run my saws very well, and in fact when it gets cold it doesn't run at all. So I decided I need more generating power, and I've got a couple more generators in Colorado, but I want something I can keep here, and I thought I'd go ahead and purchase something that would work as emergency standby power when everything is finished. And a couple of the requirements that I had for that was I wanted a dual fuel generator so I could run either off of propane or gas. And I wanted something that was capable of putting out 240 volts power. This generator that I got does both of that. It is the DuroStar 4850, which has a continuous wattage of about 3,900 watts, which is more than enough for what I think I'm going to need. If I did anything much bigger than that, it would end up being a gas guzzler, which I don't really want. This one probably is going to use more fuel than what I'm hoping it would, but it's got to run off of something. Now I got a pretty smoking deal on this. I ended up buying it from someone who had ordered it from Amazon and then decided they wanted something bigger several months later and couldn't ship it back. So I got it for about $200 off of what the brand new price is, and it's actually a brand new generator. It was still in the box when I purchased it. First of all, I love dealing with a company that their products are made or at least assembled here in the United States, and Dura Company is one of those. The one thing that they really think of is trying to include as much as possible with the package, which includes the wrenches that it takes to assemble everything, so I don't have to go searching through my tools for the correct sizes. So I'll go ahead and get started with assembly. So with the DuroStar dual fuel, the first thing it tells you to do when you're unpackaging it is to flip it over upside down. There is a shipping bracket that needs to be removed from it. And then I'll go ahead and put on the wheel kit before I flip it back over. So I'll go ahead and start with probably removing Gabby from my way. I'll remove the shipping bracket. The instructions say to discard this, but I can't believe that they actually went to the trouble of powder coating something that you just throw away. Okay, to figure out this wheel kit. Let's see if there's any insight in the directions. And the cardinals are back, so that's kind of nice hearing and seeing them again. Add a little bit of color to a pretty dreary landscape. I was a little concerned about flipping it over with the wheels on that I might break the hub, but they're actually a steel hub rather than plastic, so that should not be a problem. Hi, Gab. You come to help some more? Now that part they didn't make easy. Not easy at all. Now I'm ready to flip it over. That is pretty slick and easy assembly, with the exception of connecting that battery cable. I think what I'll do now is to go ahead, I'll add the oil, and I think to start with anyway, I'm going to try running this off of propane. I have never had a generator that runs off of propane. Might be kind of interesting, and it will save me from leaving fuel in the tank when I leave next week. The place to add and check oil is not in a real convenient spot. I guess that might be one of the negative things about it. I typically like to tighten those pretty darn tight so we don't have any oil leaks. But this one's kind of difficult to even get at to get the leverage that I need to do that. About 20 ounces of a 10W30 is the oil that is recommended. So I got the Royal Purple 10W30 synthetic. I'll go ahead and put in about half of it or a little more, and then check the oil level. It's a pretty tiny funnel. It's not going to go very fast. That's about 20 ounces. I'll go ahead and check the oil level now. And that actually has it just a little overfilled. Okay, it is time to move it outside and hook up the propane, and then we'll try getting it started. Well, I'd set it at the doorway, but it started getting wet, so I brought it back in a few feet. Still got good air circulation here. I'm going to go ahead and try starting it. Well, it fired right up. Two things to check. One, to see if we've got power, and if we do, then the one thing I was concerned about with this generator is it's rated at 69 decibels. And that's a little louder than I wanted, but it doesn't seem to be too bad. And I'm actually going to build what appears to be an outhouse that will house this eventually. That's sometime down the road, maybe even after I'm living here. We'll see how that works out. Let's go ahead and try it for power output, see if it'll run a saw, and then I'll get back. I think it's 29 feet or 23 feet, I don't recall which, to see what we've got for decibel rating. Okay, I'll fire it back up. plugged in. I'll turn on the breaker. Light says that we got power here. Let's see if it'll run the saw. Wow, I like that. Plenty of power, way more power than my old generator had that I've been using. It was kind of slow starting, but this one fires right up. Okay, we know we've got power. Okay, I'm going to restart the generator and I will back up 23 feet, both on the exhaust side and on this side, and see what kind of readings we've got. You may not see me, but I'll call out whatever I'm reading on the decibel meter or on the sound meter. Here we go. Right beside it, it is putting out about 87 decibels. At 23 feet on the exhaust side, it's putting out about 78 decibels. And there's a little bit of wind noise happening now too, so it may be just slightly less than that. I'll go to the other side. And on this side, not a great deal of difference, about 76 decibels over here. So it's a noisier generator than they claim, which makes me a little sad. Well, so far, what do I like and dislike about the generator? Actually, I like that it puts out the power that it does. My goodness, you know, I haven't put a meter on it to see how many volts it's actually putting out, but it does have a switch for 240 and 120, and I guess under the 120 volt setting, it'll put out 32 amps of power at continuous power at 120 volts, and then 16 amps of power at 240 volts. So I think that's going to be plenty for what I need. When I'm using it for backup, really what I'll be doing is hooking up to my all-in-one battery controller and charger for the solar. So I'll just plug into the charger there and let it recharge my battery. Gabby doesn't want to leave me alone today. So I love the power output. The one thing I dislike about it is the noise. It does make an awful lot of noise. Once I've got it into a little generator shed, I can insulate the walls and such and help with that a lot. It's something I'll definitely use. Fuel consumption will be the other thing that's kind of interesting to me also. With a 4-gallon, it's just under a 4-gallon tank on this, and it'll run 10 hours off of gas, or on a 20-pound propane bottle, it's supposed to run about 7 hours, I think is what it's rated at. So we'll see. That's probably going to end up costing more than what I like, definitely more than what my smaller generators use, but it'll work. See you on the next episode. Bye.